Hi, it's Emoji C here. Big C, Chef Curtis asked me to open the show today, kind of set him up. He's got what he hopes is a really good, entertaining show for you, and wanted me to remind the kids keep an eye on the fun zone up in that right hand corner. We're going to do some small batch cooking or cooking for one or two. Well, Chef has a catering gig coming up, and he's going to share with that with you.
Welcome to the great outdoors. Y'all know how much I love being out here. And we're going to make this pulled pork small batch. I've got the grill going. It's up to 400 degrees right now. Once we put the pork on, we're going to lower it to about maybe 300, 275, somewhere in that range. I'm putting my food safety gloves on because we are working with pork. And now I want to show you these. These are, you see that right there? These are pork shoulder country style ribs cut out of pork shoulder. And pork shoulder, or Boston butt, is different names, different parts of the country. There's quite a bit of fat in there. Now this makes for great pulled pork. And the question is a lot of times posed to me about cooking for one or two. And a lot of people say, well, I don't really like doing that. And I want to remind you all, my favorite person to cook for is me. So I love creating recipes that for one or two people. My second favorite person to cook for is Lisa, because she loves what I cook. So normally when I buy country style ribs like this, what I'll do is I'll divide them up into 2 or 3 so that I can, just cook that. Now, also when you look at them, you got to really inspect them, see, because that's quite a bit of fat in that one. So when you're making a huge Boston butt, no biggie, right? However, for a small batch like this, I'd probably want to use at least 3 of these country style ribs. I've got my aluminum pan sitting off to the left, and this is a very simple process, you all. We talk about this quite a bit here on the Curtis Aikens Show. I'm going to reach to my right, your left, and grab the foil. Got my pan here that I will transfer the ribs into. I've got a binder here, and I like mustard. Normally French's mustard. I think we bought this when we were down in Palm Springs or someplace, and it was fancy mustard. They didn't have Frenchies at the French's. I can't talk all of a sudden. That happens to me quite a bit, doesn't it not? Yes, it does. Because I've got so much I want to share, sometimes I get a little carried away. A lot of mustard on that. And again, I'm keeping one hand dry so that I can touch the wet goods. And I just really like to take and massage that mustard in, okay? These country style ribs have been washed, then I patted them dry, but you can still see the little residual water. Little Emoji C says, why does he make me do these hard words? So now you see why, Emoji C, because I have a tough time saying them myself. All right, so just massage that in.
Hey folks, Emoji C here.
Flavor.
Big C, Chef C mentioned my name, and they used the word residual. So if you're not sure what that means, residual means what's left over. He said he washed the ribs and patted them dry, and there was some residual water left over, okay? So after you use something, whatever's left, that is the residual. Got it?
When I first started cooking,
Vocabulary word, spread love.
If you ain't got all the stuff you need, take a shortcut. Mom, I'm sorry for speaking like that. She wouldn't talk. Mom would say, baby, if you didn't have what you need, take a shortcut or make a shortcut. And as the Native Americans would say, a quick cut, an easy way to get something done. So I would a lot of times start when I made a barbecue sauce. I think back then it was Kraft's original barbecue sauce. I loved that barbecue sauce, and I would just build layers to it. I'd add onions and peppers and something to it to really to make it Curtis's. Now massage these pork shoulders enough. I'm going to add them to the pan here before I start to flavor them up or add the dry rub, if you will. And notice now that piece has so much fat in it. I'm going to put that fat side down, okay? That's a good little piece. And of course, you can always trim some of that excess fat off before barbecuing, or even once you start to pull the pork, you can just kind of pull that fat out. I'll show you that when we get this pork ready to shred. Okay. Now here's my seasoning. I'm going to take with my dry hand, just sprinkle that over. Again, we're just Just a dry rub. And again, I'm outside, so if we hear a mower or two going, please don't get mad at me. My neighbors love the outdoors just as much as I do, so they're out here probably having fun or getting the yard work done. And I've got some salt and pepper on the side here. This blend is salt, pepper, garlic, onions. There's some poultry seasoning in there, which I love with pork. Poultry seasoning basically is just sage. Okay. Now I'm going to take and cover this with some foil, place it on the grill, and then we will slow cook it. Low and slow. Low, 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 slow, 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 slow. Okay, I'm going to get all of this in there. Just sprinkle it over everything. There we go. I just want that to be covered really good. And also, never fear, if you under season when it comes to this portion, remember you have so much flavor in your barbecue sauce. All right, gloves off now. We're ready for some real action, huh? The gloves have come off. And we're gonna simply cover this with foil and then place it on that on the grill. You can do this in the oven, about 250, 275. I'm gonna keep it below 300. Did I tear enough foil there? Yes, I did. Barely, barely, barely. Okay, we're gonna tightly wrap this. And you know I'm trying to use up all these pans. And once they're done, okay. Now, let's see. That is ready, okay? We're gonna lift the grill. I'm not sure if you can see the grill shot right now. However, I'm gonna lift the grill and slide this on the top rack. Then I'm gonna lower this heat. So I'm gonna have to move the camera just so I can show you that. Okay, I'm gonna reset the camera, get you that shot. Then we'll close it up and let it cook. All right, back in the outdoor space. The pork has been going for about 24 minutes. I can't do that addition. 25 minutes. It's 12:29 right now. Was just inside getting together the ingredients to make this next dish, which is I'm going to do a basil roasted chicken breast, 2 of them in fact. And Lisa says, "So what are you doing, babe?" I said, "Well, I'm playing with a couple of names, small batch cooking or cooking for 1 or 2. The idea really came about, I've got a catering gig coming up in a few weeks, and I don't do many of those nowadays. Every now and then I get pulled out to do something. So I'm going to make a chicken caprese on skewers. And I'll show you that process after we get the chicken done. One of the things is, when you're doing catering, you think about, okay, quick, tastes good, quick to prepare, I should say, quick and easy to make. And also you want it so people can, grab it and go. So finger food is good for this type of occasion. It's a cocktail type party. So I'm going to do 3 types of sliders. I'm going to do a vegetarian slider using eggplant as the base. I'm going to do the pulled pork slider like this, and from the slow cooked pork that we're cooking. And then I'm going to do a Wagyu beef slider. I'm going to serve that open face, and we'll do that one today as well. So this chicken I'm doing, I played with it a few days ago. Fresh basil from the garden. I've got a couple of chicken breasts here. I've got them on ice. And remember, I always talk about the fact that when we're cooking outside, you want to keep the food as cold as possible till it's time to work with it. Unless it's a hot item, of course, you want to keep that hot. I've got olive oil and just salt and pepper is all I'm going to need for this. So here's one of the tips I used to get way back in the day when I first got started doing cooking demos. It's like herbs. When you're working with herbs, it's that oil inside the herbs that you really want to... that's where all the flavor, all the magic is. Okay, y'all know it's pretty hot out here today, right? So I'm blooming a little bit, as they say in the business. And so with the fresh basil leaves, I'm going to take and just tear them off the stalk there, the stems, and those little bitty ones like that. That's okay to just chop that whole thing up. The little critter from nature wanting to join the party today. And I'm not going to slice these breasts up. When we take them out of the foil, you'll see how I've got them. I've already washed them, patted them dry, and they're good to go in the foil there. Also, now you see the flowers here? There's There's so much flavor in that, okay? And again, these are totally organic. They've already opened up, so I'm going to use some of these flowers because there's a lot of flavor in there, okay? All right, there we go. We got our leaves, some of the flowers, and what I'm going to do here is add some salt to my cutting board. Why salt, you say? Well, it helps to draw that oil off of the cutting board. That's why I'm using a wooden cutting board today, or outside here. There we go. I'm going to start my chopping, and then
Chef Curtis,
see the little
it's
flower,
me,
leave that there.
Al the alien.
Do a little chiffonade
What?
to get started. Chiffonade.
No eggplant with
Roll
basil.
your basil
Or basil
cut it in
eggplant.
strips.
You know how much I love that vegetable.
I'm just a country boy.
Earthling.
And I just like to cook.
Give me
All right, now
eggplant
we'll add a
with
little salt. to that cutting board.
basil. Please.
Whoop,
Ow.
salt is clumpy.
Out.
I guess this heat today. There we go. Sprinkle a little salt in there on that cutting board. Okay. Whew, I am perspiring. Excuse me. There we go. Yeah, buddy. Feels good to wipe that off. Hot yoga class outside today. And I'm going to chop this as fine as I can get it. So the flavor comes out when after we roast this up. And then we're going to cut it up and we'll put it on the skewers. Again, this is one of those ways of cooking for one, maybe two. Or in this case, that's the big reveal. Our chicken breasts are here. There we go. Those gorgeous. They've been washed and patted dry. And what I'm going to do now is just turn them, I guess we would call this the bone side. That's what it was cut away from the bone. And I'm just going to pierce it. Add a little salt and some pepper, not too much. And the piercing helps that seasoning go into that chicken breast. Now, a lot of people complain that the chicken breast is like, flavorless. You notice I got a little fat left there. Face it, fat is where the flavor is at. Whoops, got something going away there. Put that on here, and we'll close that up. A little bit of pepper. And I'm going to flip them over and do the same thing. And the basil. Same thing. We're going to pierce this side as well. Now, if you could, I'm not sure if you can see this at home, but that's where the skin was taken off, and then there's that little. There's a word for that. Anyway, that little
Chef Curtis,
coating.
it's me, George.
That's
you
skin
from the
is gonna
fourth
pop.
grade.
It's like,
Mrs. Miles' class
when
at
you are,
Main Street Elementary School.
taking that little.
It's called a
that little thing
membrane.
off the back of ribs.
Okay, it's
Same thing
that
as
thin
here.
layer of that tissue.
I learned
that,
the name of this when I was in
binds
yoga
stuff
class.
in the body.
Yoga
Membrane.
training.
Insane in the
Little stuff that
membrane.
keeps the
Yeah.
muscle attached to the bone. And you see that how we just pierced that? Again, same thing. A little salt, pepper, some olive oil, and then we'll start to add our basilico, the basil. Very simple. Then again, we're going to cover the top. We're going to cover it with foil. And I'm going to just get this. I want to take in that all that basil flavor. Our caprese, chicken caprese is what we're going to have on skewers. I think you're going to really, really enjoy this. Now, we're going to let it cook till the bird is done. 165 is when chicken is good to serve. Okay, then we'll cool it down and we'll make our caprese skewers. This is going to go on that grill with the
Exactly the same size.
Nice.
pork.
My baby and sure have the exact same hands.
I'll reset the camera so you can see me check. Well, I think I'll just bring it over here. I'm going to slide this on the grill and bring the pork over. Okay. So back here in the outdoor kitchen area, So the chicken is ready to go on. I'm going to switch the pork out and just bring it right back to this spot so we can take a look. I'm going to put this on the cutting board because I don't want to scorch my table there. Lisa would be upset at me. So now this is a long way from being done. I just want to see how fast it's cooking, if I need to lower the temperature even more. Oh yeah, can you see that? Yeah, we've got a long way to go. Let me show you that. There we go. Just for kicks and
Hey chef,
grins, we'll
hey chef,
check the
hey
inventory.
chef, hey chef, hey chef, hey chef, 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 chef. Hey chef, 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 chef.
Yeah, the smaller
Chef!
pieces are a lot.
I'm over here, chef.
more.
Look at me, chef. Yes, yes,
We're closing it back up,
Can I help you?
and then we're going to make
So
our
chef,
next
what is
I'll
Wagyu
reset
beef?
so that we can work on our
Wagyu?
next,
Is that like
recipe, which
spaghetti
will be
sauce beef?
Wagyu
Young George, Curtis
sliders.
George from Main Street Elementary
if you
School,
notice,
you
we
cracked
think
this
it takes
chef
the
up.
longest to cook
Ragu.
first.
Yes,
So we time
ragu
things
is
out.
a
The
spaghetti
Wagyu is
sauce,
gonna take
and
maybe
beef is used in the
10 to
preparation of it.
15 minutes.
However, what we're going to make, the Wagyu sliders, are
get these
made
back on
with
the grill, and
beef
then
that
we
was
grill
originally
beef
grown in
pork.
Japan. Now there's American Wagyu. Quite expensive, very high fat content. Remember, when cooking Wagyu, you want to keep it kind of on the medium rare side. Enjoy.
Well, we have done a magical reset in the outdoor studio. There's some construction work going on down the way. So we'll get started. Now I've got about 8 ounces of Wagyu beef. Got the fixings to my left, stovetop to my right, and I've got a little seasoned blend. Bit of everything: garlic, dry oregano, basil, all kinds of good stuff in there. And remember, the Wagyu has quite a bit of fat in that fancy meat. Gonna add some Worcestershire to it. Gonna put my food safety gloves on and create about 8 little slider-sized burgers. Let's get the burner going here. The thing I've found with the Wagyu is it's best to cook it low and slow. We got a flame there. It's hard to see that outside, so you notice how I wave my hand over real high because I don't want to burn myself, but I see it now. And I'm going to be careful. I'm going to go on and off of that. I'm going to put this here for a second. Here being the my barbecue grill just off there on the coal spot. I'm going to keep that flame going. Anywho, let's make some patties. I'm going to make 8. Again, this is 8 ounces, and I like my sliders to be about an ounce each. Okay. Again, this is for that upcoming. Oh, I don't want to lose my flame, and I'm going to roll that up. Then we'll start to make our patties. We're going to go ahead and speed this up to our Charlie Chaplin mode and make these slider patties, about 1 ounce each. Just to form them any way you like to see the shape, and just let them cook until they are like medium well. Just do it by eyeball out of this half of the beef. All right, so we're going to let these cook. I'll move this to the center so you can see that. Take my food safety gloves off because we won't be touching Wagyu anymore. So this is going to be Lisa's lunch today. She's going to have sliders. She's excited about that. Do you blame her? All right. Gloves come off. I'm going to put those in here. I'll move this off to the side. Now I'm going to slide our burner in just a little bit. Again, for time's sake, we're going to go ahead and speed this up, our Charlie Chaplin mode. We're going to cook the burgers 3 to 5 minutes. Internal temperature about 125 for medium rare. Oh, looking good. There's that wind again. Gotta take our time here. Want to get them done. My fixins. I'm going to move the cutting board to the middle here. Cherry tomatoes. I've got some cheddar cheese, white cheddar. I've got some lettuce here. And then we've got our burger sauce. So let me show you that burger sauce here. Now, most nowadays, a lot of the hamburger places, they all have their secret burger sauce. And I just want you to know that most of them are just a variation on a Thousand Island dressing. So, you know, take that for what you will. And if you want to try to make your own burger sauce, ketchup, a little bit of mustard, some mayo, and I like to add sweet relish to mine. So that's like a Thousand Island dressing. Then you can spice it up as much as you like or as little as you like. Seems like we got a hot spot on my right, your left, so I'm going to move the ones that aren't as done over here. Now these are starting to look good. Ooh, getting some nice pop-up, nice splatter there. I get it on my Aloha shirt. Hey now, I'm going to lower this just a bit. And these are cooking, as they say, we are cooking with gas, right? Again, you can always regulate your heat by raising it up. All right, let's go ahead and get our first king roll ready. Sorry to block that. Now, I like to add a little burger sauce to the bottom. Bit of cherry tomato. I'm going to add some, well, let's add some cheese next. And again, there's no wrong or right. You do whichever way you like. That way, when we put that hot burger on there, it's going to melt that cheese. Let's go ahead and get another one ready. I may need to make more sauce, huh? Oh yeah, there's a little shrinkage there, but that's okay. I think our burgers are good to go. Let's check the internal temperature just to see. 125 is good for a rare burger. It's 90 degrees outside. All right, these are at 130. Whoa, that's hot. That's 140. That should be well done. And remember that residual cooking. So we're going to turn the burner off and just let them sit till we are ready to hook them up. So let's hook them up. Hook them horns, right? Okay, now let's add, while it's nice and hot, we're going to put it on top of there so it melts that cheese. I'm going to add a little more cheese onto that one. Sauce on top. A little bit of lettuce. I think Lisa's going to love her slider lunch. All right, so we've got the sliders. You see how quick and easy that was? It took us what? Start to finish, 15 minutes on the sliders. So it's 124. I'll check our pork and chicken in a few, and we'll come back later after my Zoom call at 2. And what do you like that? Baby, baby. Bonito. 02. I do believe we put our pork in at 12:04. So let's check it out. Turn our thermometer on. We'll check the internal temp of the pork. It might be at least 145. The chicken, 165. I'm going to bring them both over.
Chef. Okay? I got another question for you. What do you mean by the internal temperature of meats to be done? Huh?
The pork.
George, little George, I love your enthusiasm about
Beautiful,
being in the
huh?
kitchen.
What do you think?
Wow, you remind me of me
Looks good.
when I was cooking with Mom as a little boy. Keep those questions coming. I'm going to post
Okay,
two
we are
charts
at
that show you the
160, so
temperatures
it's
that
nice
meat
and
should
done.
be for different stages
this
of
one, because
doneness.
of all that fat, is a
Rare,
little hotter.
medium rare,
So we're good
well
on tips. I'm
done,
gonna
and
cover
so
this up
on.
so we don't get any little
Enjoy.
flies
Keep
here.
the questions
Let's bring the
coming.
chicken
Spread
over
love.
and check its temp. I'm sure we're going to be good as well here. We're not going to work with the chicken right now. We'll put that back on the grill and just let it sit. Let's check that temperature though. $175, 180. Yeah, the chicken. And you always want to check put the thermometer in the thickest part. And 185. So these are nice and done. Now that is a steamed chicken breast because we covered it and allowed it to steam that way. We'll place this back on. We'll work with that in a minute. Let's work on our pulled pork first.
All right, we're going to speed this up to our Charlie Chaplin mode, and we're going to shred this pork. And of course, you can always just tear this with your hands. Now I'm just pulling that fat out. Notice that little yellow jacket. Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets trying to get some Georgia Bulldog pulled pork. Gonna fill the buns, add a little barbecue sauce, and then it's a bon appetit. Gonna make a chicken for you in a minute.
On skewers. I got another bumblebee wanting to be a part of the action today. Nothing like barbecue.
Okay, for you party planners, this chicken caprese on skewers is absolutely fabulous. See, we've steamed the chicken and just sliced it into bite-sized pieces. And then you're going to arrange your caprese in whatever fashion you like. Tomato first, cheese, chicken, basil, just the classic items. And again, when I do the catering job, I'm going to use some pearl onions. And then we're going to finish it up with a little bit of Granny's balsamic drizzle to top it off. We'll come right back, taste this, and wrap up the show. Bon appetit.
And we are ready to partay. Bon appetit.